Well, I'm waiting for people to come on here. So if you come on here, see me standing here looking at the screen. I haven't had anybody come in here for about a minute and 17 seconds, a minute 20 seconds. So I'm gonna turn the screen around and talk about what I'm doing here and go on and do what I got to do. Minute 27 into this. This is Justin with Jake's Journey Live. Justin with Jake's Journey Live. And I'm over here at what I call the purple house, okay? Because the house is purple, lavender color. And I'm actually tasked with the honors to take this house down to the ground. Here you go. That's what I got done so far. Over here, give me a little tour of it. Over here, I started tearing this down first. I took the bathroom out of here that was in here, took it out. And I took off the back wall here. I opened up. This used to be all enclosed. It used to be all lavender and purple or whatever. And I took the bathtub out, took the toilet out, took the sink and stuff, the vanity out, and I took these walls apart clear over to right here. The only reason I didn't go any further is because I need access on the top of this roof here before so I can get up here and take all this metal off the roof up top. So the only way to get up here is basically on top of this roof. Then I can get up on that roof to a point. I got metal loose up there, but I can't get all the way to the top of the roof because it's so steep. And therefore, I had to stop doing that and go in a different direction the way I'm doing this. So, what I'm doing, I took all the siding off of this right here. Hey, I got 13 people here. Welcome to my video. This is Justin with Jake's Journey Live. I am actually tearing this house down, taking it down piece by piece. I live across the highway over there, and that's where I usually do most of my videos from and stuff. But over here, it's a friend's house. It's an old farmhouse built in the early, I'd say the late 1890s or something like that, to early 1900s. I started taking the siding off here, all the drywall off on the inside here. But the way I'm doing this, particularly on this house here, I'm taking it apart the way they built onto it. So you can see right here, the line right here, there's a line right there. And that was added on to that much. It's about 6 or 7 feet worth to add on here. And they added on all the way across to the front of the house here. So it took a wall on the inside out and then added this on. So I'm going to take you in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I came over here to do a little bit of work here and knock these boards here off. I got a hammer, but that's how I could tell they're not on that good. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to show you something. Up here at the top, you see up in there, you can see the siding up there. That was the original house up there. That was a gable end at one time before they added this section here on. So what I'm doing is I'm going back in time. I'm going to take everything from here forward off and then stand out there somewhere and take a picture of this house with the gable showing. Okay? Now, this right here was an afterthought too, but this was built, that was in place before this was in place. So once I take this off, I'll take a picture. The next step will be this building right here. I think this is the building that they slid up inside of here because the siding here goes way up behind there. How do you nail the siding onto this if this house was already standing and then this wall here? You can't put the wood in there and nail it all in place. So I have a really good determination that they had a building that they maybe a shed that was sitting out here somewhere, and they decided they wanted to add on a room over there. So what they did is they slid that in place and they used it for an add-on. Because there's no way to get the siding behind there and nail to it, because this wall here, this wall goes like here across. I'm going to show you. Let's go inside the room, that particular room. I can show you here. Okay. Is my chat on here, you guys? Yeah, I see it. I see Mr. Powell or Powell. I can't really make that out. Okay. Powell. Okay. I see that one person in there. So here's the siding on the original house. All right, so this wall here, when I get this tore down, here's that little window that was on the other side there. That siding goes from here all the way up and create this add-on here. That's my theory. This is the original wall. Then you go over here to this bathroom here that they added on, and you see siding right there. The original house was right there all the way up across, but there was a little offset. There was a little offset in that because the way you can tell in this room here. And it's going to get interesting when I get in there, start taking that room apart, and you'll see it all too. Then I'll take another picture of this side with all the siding on it, except for, of course, the siding that was on this one wall here at one time. Here's something you don't see all the time. Up here, the ceiling here has all what they call shiplap siding, like this stuff up here that they put up here. That's shiplap. Well, this is all shiplap nailed up all the way, right? Paper right here you're seeing is actually wallpaper. They have two layers of wallpaper here. The one that's on the bottom is just the clear wallpaper. Looks like maybe they painted it at one time, and then but that wallpaper goes over top the original wallpaper they had in here, which is right there. See that wallpaper right there? That's wallpaper too. That's how this house was built, with that wallpaper from the very beginning. How interesting. When you go back and look at these old houses, it's just so interesting. Uh, that was all they had for insulation, by the way, was that wallpaper to cover up the cracks. And over here in this room, you look over here, there used to be a door here, right? And here again is a good example of wallpaper right here. See this old wallpaper? This wallpaper right here. Okay? Right there. Wallpaper. And that was covering the cracks in the wood here. And this right here, again, is shiplap here. That's how the ceilings are in the house, just like this wall is right here. Solid wood. Now, there's people that pay $35 a linear foot for this wood here. But you have to get the nails out of it. You have to get all the nails out. You have to get it pretty much laid out by length, width, and everything. And you do have a lot of people that buy that to put in other homes, or they do accenting with them. A lot of uses for this old lumber in newer construction. And they love this lumber. So anyways, like I said, I came over here to just do a little bit today. I need to get this lumber off the wall here, the side right here. Basically, they don't have to be perfect on this because I just got to get the wall. It's not a big deal. The siding, actually, you can take this siding, you can use the back side of it and put it up pointing out, and you can do some good reuse for this lumber too. Yep. All right. But some of this lumber will crack. It's really old, so some of it's going to crack on you regardless. But most of this stuff in this house so far, if you hit it the right way, then it comes off pretty good without breaking. Okay, now down here at the bottom, I've got some of that shiplap on the inside. Now let me show you. This is all termite damage right here. All inside there, that's termite damage. On the inside of this wall here. Hello, hello. How you doing? I'm trying to read your name there. I can't. You got Jake. I need my glasses or something. I wish there was a way that I could make the chat bigger. I have a hard time seeing that at all. Okay, all right, cool. I'll get it when I get home. I see dragon, right? Dragon. Is that right? Dragon? Did I say that? Okay, anyways. Where was I at? This is all dry. This is all from termite damage. There's a lot of this damage. Like I've done a lot of work in here so far, getting cabinets out of here. Here's the other damage I'm talking about. Look here. Look. We got some birds coming in here too. You got some barn swallows in here. They got a nest right there. I just scared one of them flying over there. Anyways, yeah. So I got to take all of this wood off in pieces. It's all going to come off. Here's all the shiplap on that wall right there. It's just solid wood all the way down. And then up in the attic here, it's going to be easy for me to get up in the attic and get to the metal from underneath. It's just going to take a little bit, but you can look up in there and see that little light up there. So it's a wonder this place wasn't leaking, you know that? But I've done this house torn down like this. It's actually rewarding. It's stress free. If you are full of stress, you can take it out on hitting the lumber, knocking wood off the wall or whatever. You can take the stress out on the wood. But here's the thing. This whole section, the way I'm going to do it to bring it down, after I get some of the other key wood at the bottom here, you get all this siding from the bottom here. Of course, I've got the siding all the way up on this side. But after I'm done, I'm going to knock these walls off of the floor in an attempt to let the weight of this gable out here to pull down and break loose would have to break loose over here. I mean, I don't think it's really going to break much. It might break some wood, but for the most part, I think it's going to actually come down pretty nicely. All right. But one thing I'm going to have to do is take all the ceiling down over here. Then I'll take all the shiplap boards going this way because I think they're nailed to the rafters, the ceiling joists. I take all them down so I don't break them. I've got a couple long pieces of shiplap in that far wall. I've got the two pieces down here. And then it's basically then after I do that, I believe that I can actually get these walls knocked off, the sides, or take some of the studs out, and even over here. And I think I'll end up seeing this whole thing come to the ground, which then it'll be easier for me to just assemble the roof. Bring it down. I always say bring it down to me instead of me going up there and falling off the roof. You know, I'm 63 years old at my age, and even in your 40s and 50s, even. It doesn't pay you to get a broken bone because it's harder to heal, you know? So I don't. I was up there and I took metal loose. I went up there, tried to get all the way to the peak of this roof, but it's so slippery and dangerous. I'm the only one here, and I just don't think I want to be in the hospital, you know. So that's why I chose to do it this way. I'm just gonna knock the 2x4s off. The weight of this end here will pull it down, no doubt. Then it come crashing down after that. But it'll be all right. But after I get that done, I'm going to take the floor loose up to where the addition is. Then I'll get a picture out here of this house. Then I'll work at getting this addition taken off completely. And then I'll take another picture of the house over here. So that here, it's going to be like an L-shaped house is really what this was. An L or a T-shaped house. Um, I kind of thinking maybe, just maybe, where this end of the house was before they took that wall out and extended it out, might have been a porch on this side of the house here, like an old wooden porch over here. I'm gonna kind of guess that, and that's what they used for the floor when they built it. I'm gonna see if I'm right when I get to that point. Have any of y'all ever? Okay, I'm looking at what you're saying there, buddy. I'm okay. It says it's usually dangerous to burn that to burn it. Yeah, that sort of construction lumber. Reckon it's not easy. Uh, well, a lot of people use it to repurpose it in like the ceilings or in uh, like rooms or something like that on the wall and put it like an angle on the wall, 45-degree angle on the wall. They got so many uses for it. They use it for picture frames. They used to make it old furniture out of it to repurpose it for old furniture because it's the era of the kind of wood they had back then. So I don't know all the uses they have for it, but I do know there's a big market here in Texas for that kind of wood. And I haven't really repurposed any of it myself, but I know there's a big market for it. And I think like in Austin, I had a guy one time drove all the way from Austin and bought the lumber from one of my houses. They bought the floorboard, the tongue and groove wood out of it, the oak flooring. They bought shiplap out of it. They bought beadboard. You know what beadboard is, right? The beadboard. I haven't seen any in this house here yet, but on my house across the street, everything in my house beadboard on it. Beadboard back when, what I understand, wealthy people had beadboard in their house back then for the ceilings, and it was so great in the house over there. But it's aged, you know. And even I want to remodel the house over there, so it kind of get a purpose of modern day use. But I haven't got around to that on my. Um, well, I will be careful doing that for real. I'll be careful collapsing it. I've done this a few times, and I just you gotta hit and miss on the different things. And, you know, I may end up having to get a big 4x4, put me a chain around it, and pull out this way. You know, turn my truck away from it. It'll be all right. You know, I won't be guarantee I won't be standing underneath of it when it comes down, but I will. I promise you, I'll be careful. Okay, I will. Thank you for reaching out and saying that. Okay. Hi. I'm trying to read names. I need to bring my glasses over here with me next time I come here. Oh,